free and we will win. So we've got a couple of speakers and musicians before we hit the streets, so let's get started. Before we do get started, can I just remind each speaker that there is a 5-minute time limit. Please don't make me do the thing where I have to come and drag you out. It's really awkward, but I will do it.
It's against God's word, love your, you honour your mother and father. Okay, but now we're getting told we can't do that because it's a risk to public health, but they're not providing the evidence for that. Well, the truth is, I'm going to honour my mother and father. I'm going to go visit them. I'm going to. If I'm in a situation where I've got to choose between God, the truth, and what these leaders that I believe are psychopaths, that's just my opinion. But, if I've got to make a decision between God and following those men and women, I'm going to follow God. I'm always going to do that because I know I'll always be right if I do that. Now, I haven't prepared a talk because that way I can speak from the heart, and I hope that this goes well. But I just want to share that some ideas and some thoughts that are on a big platform. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I'm really glad that we have so many people here united together. This is growing, and when I see people being assaulted by the police, having their gyms shut down, their businesses shut down, I know it's wrong. We all know it's wrong because we have a conscience, right? That conscience that's within us is the gift of God that's within us.
Yesterday, Luke Cornelius decided to hand sign a letter for me. I just want to read a little bit of it. He goes, "Dear Raphael, I write to you to highlight the current health restrictions that apply in Victoria under the state of emergency. The purpose of these restrictions is to address the serious public health risk posed to the state of Victoria. If you do organise or participate in a public protest of more than 100 persons, that activity will be in breach of the Chief Health Officer directions and will be an offence against the Public Health and Wellbeing Act." Well, I'm sorry, Luke Cornelius, Chief Wiggum. 50,000 at the MCG. 2 nights in a row. Now what a beautiful sight it is to see everyone standing here together as one. We're gathered here today because of the lies that have been told to us for way too long. We are not alone today, as we have 50 countries, 100 cities, and tens of millions of warriors for truth standing united as one today. How honoured am I to be standing with you today. Mainstream media employees, what side of history will you represent? To the Victoria Police members, what side of history will you represent? Men, women and children, what side of history will you represent? The side of good or evil? The side of truth or lies? The side of love or hate? The side of strength or weakness? Our National Health Service.
We've seen some of our restrictions eased recently, but still they remain. Only a few weeks ago, the government passed the state of emergency extension through to the end of December this year. Of course, I voted against it. I'll continue to stand for the rights and liberties of Victorians, but going forward, I need your help as well. I know that there's lots of diverse views here, but I hope that we can all stand in support of freedom of movement, freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, the right to work, and control over our own bodies. Again, it's so happy to see you all here, and I wish you all the best for the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
As millions of people all across the globe unite in protest to the obvious crimes against humanity we have all been facing. I have personally made the trip here from Sydney, as I believe the devil has well and truly set up camp in Victoria. What better place to take my personal fight for my freedom than the Devil's Lair itself? I stand here before you today as a simple gesture of country-wide unity. That the borderlines and the Hunger Game-like sectors will no longer separate us in our fight for our freedoms. We are all here today for one common reason. That reason is the exact same reason our forefathers lost their lives on the battlefields all those years ago. We carry a huge legacy on our shoulders, and failure just is not an option. I can't tell you how honoured I am, and nervous, to be here speaking to you all. It's my first time just speaking to a crowd this large, so bear with me. Melbourne.
Basically make him not accountable for any of his actions. It is absolutely inconsistent. Public Health and Wellbeing Act is a state act. The Biosecurity Act of 2015 is a federal act. Now this is where we are getting, well, where they are getting most of this stuff from, but the Public Health and Wellbeing Act is inconsistent with an act that sits higher. It's non-existent. Everybody, all of your fines, all of this rubbish that has taken us over for the past 12 months, it is all a constitutional matter. Whether that be mask wearing, whether that be quarantine, whether social distancing, whatever, it's freedom of movement under Section 92. Now, I'm going to lead into Section 92. The Australian people have been lied to. The Clive Palmer case did not ever cover a constitutional matter. The High Court acted outside of its jurisdiction, and the decision they made has no basis in law. They have fooled the people. And this is the sort of thing we are finding, is that, so there was collusion between Palmer's solicitor and the...
Today, it's amazing to see so many people out here, so thank you for coming down here. I'm going to talk about being brave. I feel like with any type of freedom, there is bravery involved. I wanted to firstly say to all of you guys that are here, you're the bravest people I know, because every single day you get up, you get out, you turn up to these events. It doesn't matter if it's one person, it doesn't matter if it's 10, it doesn't matter if it's 50 people around a roundabout. Every single one of you gets out to every event. You're fucking brave. Brilliant job. Well done. When we talk about bravery, what we need in our system is the people that are there to protect us being brave as well. When we look at our police force, when we look at our doctors, when we look at our nurses, when we look at our ADF and our Navy, they all need to be brave. There is a line in the sand, and right now it is there, and they have to choose which side of history they stand on. To the police force first, because you're here. You guys have choices. All of us get to make a choice every single day on what we do and what is right. When you go to these events and you see people like the lady on the stage that was here earlier, they are hurting. This lady is hurting. She is a beautiful human being. We've been pushed to the edge. Mental health, suicides, people are fucking hurting. So there is a grey area in your policing. When you come up on the stage for a lady like that, treat her gently. Treat her with respect. Be kind. As a police force, you have the opportunity right now to be loud and have your voice heard. As these vaccinations get rolled out, you're first in line, guys. As they bring it in and you see that you could get sick, harmed, maimed, killed, because death is a consequence of these vaccines, make a noise. Say something. Don't just stand there and whisper into my inbox. Come to these events and say, we are against this vaccine.
Yeah. Hi. I've been fighting this since I was in my 40s. I am now 91. I'll be 92 this year. But I'm going to fight them right to the end. I've been a fighter all my life. I've been involved in issues like this. But not quite as bad. But we've got to. We are the people, and the country needs us, doesn't need the bloody politicians. Or the corporations. We're going to stick by our small businesses. Don't let them go down the drain. They are the lifeblood of the country, not bloody corporations. The money goes into their pockets and they're making money left, right and centre and closing all our small businesses. We've got to make a stand somewhere along the line and fight these bastards.
How are we, ladies and gentlemen? The time has come for we the people to unite like never before to take our country back. When I look around the crowd today, I see a lot of free spirits. I know, I'm one of them. And this may sound a little bit cheesy, but I'm going to say it anyway, and that is that freedom is our destiny. But our traitorous government is trying to steal that destiny from us. You see, we've been sleeping for a long time now. While we were watching the AFL and watching rubbish TV shows, our politicians were busy advancing their careers at our expense. We've seen the degradation of our culture, the offshoring of our policy to multilateral institutions such as the World Health Organization, and decades worth of trade deals that routinely put foreign interests in front of Australian interests. Well, I think I speak on behalf of everybody here today when I say, no more, we're not going to take it anymore. Now, I've got a bone to pick with Victoria Police. Victoria Police, how does it feel knowing that you have violated the oath you took to the Victorian people? Instead of serving in our best interests, you have shown time and time again that you are more than willing to enforce the abusive, non-evidence-based policy of a corrupt government. Time and time again, you have assaulted my Victorian brothers and sisters. To you, you say you're just doing your job, it's just business. Guess what? To me, it's personal. Here's how it's going to go down. If our country continues to go down the toilet, the day will come when 1 million of us take to the streets. So my message to Victoria Police is very simple. When that day comes, you're going to be left with two options and two options only. You either get on board with the people or you move the hell out of our way. And Scott Morrison, Greg Hunt, and Daniel Andrews, let me tell you something. There's no such thing as a safe seat anymore. Come next election, we the people, we're not sleeping anymore. We're going to do everything we can to get you and your traitorous colleagues kicked the hell out of Parliament. That's right, we are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, the time for talk is over. Who here is willing to roll your sleeves up and to fight for the future of our country? Who here is willing to get on the ground and play a role in getting those traitors voted out of office and getting good, decent people voted in? I'm telling you right now, I'm willing to go all the way. I'm in your corner. I am in your corner, and so is my lovely lady Monica. She's also in your corner. Who here loves Monica, by the way? We are here, we are fighting for you. We are one, I am you are me. We are all Australian. God bless you and God bless our country.